Greetings, and welcome to the Division. I haven't actually done a straight up video, an informative video. I put in a lot of stream content with action and footage from the game, but I actually haven't put up a lot of video about the game itself and its inner workings. And I really wanted to do that and touch upon specifically this thing right up here, skill power and electronics. A lot of people seem to really miss the priority of these three skills. Now, DPS, primary DPS, is pretty self-evident. You have a firearms skill. It gets that skill gets the actual damage output of the weapon, and it goes through a mathematical formula to determine what the DPS output is for that weapon itself. I'm a professional YouTuber, and I forgot to turn my phone off. Okay. So, firearms determines the efficiency of your weapons. As you can see, my DPS changes based upon which one, of course, because each weapon has different damage stats. As we can see right here, we go into the actual stats for it. It has specific DPS for the weapon, rounds per minute, its accuracy ratings, reload speeds, etc., etc. Well, stamina is just as simple. Basically, stamina is your health. Stamina directly determines how many hit points your character has, which means that is my pool of damage that the bad guys are trying to take away. They're trying to kill me by depleting that pool of health. Well, the higher your stamina is, the higher your health pool is going to be. Armor rating directly mitigates damage coming into your health pool. Pretty simple stuff. Here's where people get lost or they just stop caring. Electronics and skill power. Skill power is a number that is basically, I think, usually your electronic skill multiplied by 10. The skill power determines... I have skill mods available. Okay. It tells me that every time I go into it, and I don't know what it's talking about. This is where skill power comes into effect. And a lot of people don't really realize that. Now, like, for example, you have the pulse, okay? The pulse has a specific duration. It's got a critical hit chance boost and a critical damage boost that it gives you against any target that's tagged using this scan. Well, what a lot of people don't realize is that you see it says base and then total. This is those statistics modified by my skill power. If I go to sticky bomb, straight up sticky bomb right here, the base explosion damage for sticky bomb is 10,000 damage, 10,000 hit points. Modified by my skill power, it's almost 30,000. If I go to the big the BFB, the big freaking bomb, basically it's a modifier on the sticky bomb. It goes from 14k base to 40k base. That is a huge difference in efficiency. A lot of people discount the skills because they're focusing so much on stats on stamina and firepower stats that they don't put anything into electronics because they don't think it's important. And they put out a turret, the turret dies quick and it does little damage. Well, a turret that has actually been modified by high skill power, this is a, let's do the Dragon's Breath. Actually, let's do the base turret. It's got a damage rate of 141 hit points per hit, basically, and it rapid fires out, pretty quick fire rate. Mine does 400 because of my skill power. Range stays the same, but lifetime that it'll actually spend out gets modified by not only gear on your equipment, but what perks and what talents and perks you may have. Like, there are talents that can extend the life of deployables based upon how many kills you get, things like that. Health gets modified by my skill power. Instead of having 6.5k, I have 17.8k, which means my turrets are far more durable. If we go up to the Dragon's Breath, this does 666, how appropriate, hit points every tick, every hit, basically. Let's see. Instead of 6.5k health, it has 17.8 base health, and the cooldown is a lot shorter because of equipment that I'm wearing and because of talents that I have. So, skill power is a lot more important than people realize. I mean, even down to the damage resistant boost you can get from your smart cover. Damage resistance boost goes up. The damage buff it gives you to deal damage to other bad guys goes up. The cooldown, that's based on equipment I have. If you look at the shield, the ballistic shield that you walk around with, the health goes up based upon your skill power. Now, if I go over here, this is just the ballistic, the base shield, right? Let's go to the reinforced, the assault shield. Yeah, that's it. It increases, not only does it have 40k health, now the base one has 53k health, but this one has 40k health. It also gives a higher damage boost to your sidearm. It increases the knockback that your sidearm has, which means you can push targets away. And that is a big deal when you have, let's say, a double barrel shotgun for your sidearm. I have a double barrel sawed-off that I actually use for my pistol. It's my pistol of choice because it obliterates people very, very quickly. If you look at a lot of these things, you'll see massive differences. See, a stronger, lighter shield that pulses hostiles who shoot it. 80k health on this bad boy. This one has 53k, same as the base, but it actually gets some of the absorbed damage and turns it into healing. That's why I've chosen this one as the one I actually use. If I wasn't going to use this as a shield, when I do use the shield, I'd actually use this version because 80k health is just nuts. But even the deployable mobile cover, even this sees a massive boost in health, 142,000. If you get this one, it goes up to 285,000. This one is 142,000, but it also does damage to hostiles in front of it when the shield is disabled. So it explodes in a massive ball of fire when bad guys kill it. This one doesn't have as much health, but it pings and pulses the bad guys that you're actually fighting against. But I mean, this is amazing. 285,000 health. You can put this up, block a doorway, bunker down behind it, and use that as a definitive choke point. It's really, really cool, and I definitely like it. Weapon resistance, 22%. Blast resistance is a flat percentage. I really do think that a lot of people discount skill power. If you look at the base support station, this is a very useful piece of equipment. Healing rate is 198 hit points per second. Mine is 569 because of my skill power. The actual health the unit has goes up because of the skill power. If you go to this one over here that does ammo, it still has a much, much higher healing per second than base does because of that electronic skill. So I see a lot of screenshots of people that are basically, you know, max firearms, max stamina, and their electronics is near enough to zero as to not be useful anymore. And some of those same people complain about the turrets being useless or the sticky bomb not doing enough damage. I think you've got it backwards, guys. You're neglecting an entire third of the RPG element in this game. It's an entire section of the game that ties into each other, and I really do think it's pretty critical. So definitely don't discount your electronic skill. I think it's important. Now, I'm not saying to pump your electronics and sacrifice stamina and firearms, but as you can see, I try to keep mine an even running. Usually my firearms is running a little bit behind. I try to keep stamina and electronics neck and neck with firearms as close as I can get it. But I'm never going to discount my electronic skill because master mod available. I don't know what that means. Oh, on these skills, I can actually use the mastery mod. That's right. I actually maxed out my tech wing. On this BFB, right? The big freaking bomb, 40,000 hit points. Now, when you combine that with a certain talent over here, damage multiple hostiles to get a 40% boost of more damage from the blast. As long as I hit more than one target, that increases from, what is it, 40k to, let's see, 50% would be 20k, 40% would be about 18. So it would go up to 58k, basically, from 40 to 58. And that's to all targets within the blast radius. That's pretty hefty. So, yeah, if you look at the actual flashbang modification for the sticky bomb, even the explosion damage goes up. And it's much more effective if you have a higher electronic skill. So it's something to consider, something to think about. If you're going to be relying on skills a lot, not just a, you know, oh, well, I have to, I'm really in a bad situation, so I'm going to, a lot of people stick to pulse and health because they use it for last resort situations. Pulse is convenience. They pulse out to see where all the targets are that they need to shoot. My eyes can do that for me just fine. I can see the bad guys when I need to see them. So I don't carry pulse or rely on it. Now, that being said, I can see where this could be critical in the dark zone, so you could see players or rogues sneaking up on you from however far away. But especially with the the scrambler modification, I can see it being useful in the dark zone. A lot of people use it as a secondary, the heal, the first aid, specifically because that means they don't have to go through med packs. But the higher up in level you get and the more stamina you get, the less this is going to heal you per shot. I carry this thing around with me with the ammo modification. This basically means I never run out of ammo. I'm always capable of topping myself up on health. And because of this skill right here, it lasts longer. I do have a build I'm working on. I'm going to do that in a separate video. But I just wanted to go over electronics and the importance of this skill and consider at least putting some priority into it. I do quite often actually pass on gear that has better armor ratings and other better stats because it would cause my electronic skill to go too low or what I consider to be, you know, below a certain margin. And I don't like that because it's very, very critical. I do rely on the skills heavily in this game and the deployables, and I think you should too. Consider giving a look at. This is Vaygrim signing off. Quick note about the Division. I'll catch you folks later. Bye-bye.